handoff. Cam Dyer keeps it himself and runs right into the end zone for the touchdown.
Clock going, unofficial clock. 38, kicking it into space, in the area. Nice job. Kick good. It's gold. St. Pius gold, if you will. Going to take a shot down the right sideline. He intercepted. Is he inbound?
He certainly is.
He is.
The snap, here comes Posa, and he's brought down!
Field's going to have that in the back of his mind this time.
And
this time, there's no doubt. Griggle swallowed up for the safety there. Unabated to the quarterback. Joseph Garcia comes in and makes the play.
Here it comes again. But he just kind of played a little sugar, little wheel.
Cut. There's Gallus at the 20, 15, 10, touchdown Academy. And Brock was hit as he threw. At least this evening they are. Takahashi, play action pass. Airs it out. Open. Caught. Oh, what a catch. What an amazing catch by Jace Pitt.
And it's going to be a lot.
He's always got blocked on the right side. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Holloway is gone for a touchdown. We said he was due for it. There it is.
Yeah,
Dyer in pistol formation. Snap, break hand off, throw, left side. And Jaden Parsons down the sideline. Green grass in front of him. Will he get there? 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Bears!
Salazar's first made and attempted field goal. This is fielded at the 20-yard line. And it's handed off there. Look at all this space. Midfield and not looking back. Sideline and gone. Maybe down at the half-yard line. Touchdown! Ochoa takes it all the way back into pay dirt.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Ruben and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts.
even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, paint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Playing the red zone. Now it's going to be a big handoff. Cam Dyer keeps it himself and runs right into the end zone for the touchdown.
The clock going, unofficial clock. 38, kicking it into space. It's in the area. Nice job. Kick good. It's gold. St. Pius gold, if you will. Next shot down the right sideline. Intercepted. Is he in bounds?
He certainly is.
He is.
The snap, here comes Posa, and he's brought down.
Field's going to have that in the back of his mind this time. And
that's
this time, there's no doubt. Grego swallowed up for the safety there. Unabated to the quarterback. Joseph Garcia comes in and makes the play.
Here it comes again. But he just kind of played a little sugar,
He throws.
little
That
wheel.
receiver open. Cut. There's Dallas at the 20, 15, 10. Touchdown Academy. And Braun was hit as he threw. At least this evening they are. Takahashi, play action pass. Airs it out. Open. Caught. Oh, what a catch. What an amazing catch by Jace Pitt.
And it's going to be a lot. He's
Always got blocked on the right side. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Holloway is gone for a touchdown. We said he was due for it. There it is.
Yeah,
Dyer in Mr. Formation. Snap, break hand off, throw left side. And Jayden Parsons down the sideline. Green grass in front of him. Will he get there? 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Bears!
That was Salazar's first made and attempted field goal. This is fielded at the 20-yard line, and it's handed off there. Look at all this space, midfield, and not looking back. Sideline and gone, maybe down at the half-yard line. Touchdown! Ochoa takes it all the way back into pay dirt.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action.
Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, the thing that got in our way against Western Kentucky was how many times we turned it over on offense. So, again, not turning the ball over was good. Again, having another game where we got, some turnovers. We had 2 interceptions 2 weeks in a row. That's a good thing. We got to continue that trend. And, and it just shows, the guys are playing hard. And, they're focused on the things that we're challenging them on. And we just got to be a little bit better. We got the ball to midfield a good handful of times and just weren't able to get any points. We missed a field goal that normally we would make, right before the half. And we got to find a way to put the ball in the end zone regardless of who we're playing.
He's New Mexico State football coach Tony Sanchez. He's with us this morning on the Sports Animal. Santino goes 6 for 19 and 80 yards. What's the thought process now? I mean, you're deep in the season as you continue to develop him, get Brandon Nunez in there as well. What's the thought process as you try to continue to evolve your passing game?
Yeah, well, the biggest thing, this past week was, we were able to run the ball a little bit, but we did struggle in our pass protection. Those guys did a good job of creating a pass rush and, getting Santino to kind of rush things a little bit. A lot of balls got batted down, too. I think we had 4 or 5 balls batted down, thrown into the perimeter. We got to do a better job of raging off the ball in our quick game stuff, RPO game. So that's got to improve. So it's not all that's on Santino. Some of that's on the offensive line, too. It's just continuing to work and, knuckle down with him. And, Nunez gives us a different look in certain situations. But so we're going to keep both those guys ready to roll.
All right, you got an opportunity. There's 2 left. And, I got to believe the message is let's finish this thing strong. And you've got 2 opportunities on your schedule, a trip to Murfreesboro to play in Middle Tennessee that's very much like you in regards to where they are, and then a rivalry game with UTEP. And 2 games that I got to believe you're looking at are saying winnable, and let's finish this thing strong and go into the offseason with some momentum.
Yeah, I mean, they're both winnable football games, but we're going to have to just focus on ourselves. We take care of our controllables. We continue to run the ball well, find a way to, to develop a passing game, get some explosives. If we keep creating turnovers on defense and keep playing hard, then we will have great opportunities next couple of weeks.
And one of the things that has been impressive is your kicking game. I know we've talked about it all year long, but you look at what Montano is able to do, and he keeps it converting for you. Does he have a chance to kick at the next level?
Yeah, I mean, he does. I mean, those guys are pretty impressive to play in the league. I mean, he's got a great leg. I mean, he's made so many, field goals from, 40 plus this year. I mean, he's been really, really consistent. Kickoffs have been really good. So he definitely has an outside shot.
All right. The last couple of weeks, as you look at it, have you watched your team develop? And I ask you that from a perspective of I understand what the record is. But let's say from 4 weeks ago, when you look at your and I'm going to say defense specifically, are they better than they were, let's say, 3-4 weeks ago?
Well, there's no doubt about it. I mean, especially against, against the run. Our defensive line, our box guys are actually playing pretty well. Where we've really lacked and struggled is in the back end. But as far as our defensive tackle, defensive end group, a couple of our linebackers in there, they're really improving. They're playing really physical. That was nice to see this last Saturday. You come back, you watch a film, you watch the physicality up front. That was really good. And then offensively, the O-line starting to get their sea legs, again, like you said, having the same group coming back, multiple weeks in a row, you're starting to see those guys get some good lean. We just need more production of our skill guys.
Yeah. Who's the best team in your league? I mean, Jacksonville State's going to get Western Kentucky at the end of the year, and that might decide it all. Sam Houston's been really good. You look at the top of the standings, and they really separated themselves. Who's the best team in your league?
It's interesting. I off the hoof, just from the teams that we've played so far, I'd say Jacksonville State, but but the margin is so thin. I mean, you see La Tech beat Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky's a good team. You see FIU almost knock off Jacksonville State this week. You watch Liberty, beat UMass on, on an overtime extra point. I mean, it's so razor thin. I mean, we had opportunities to get more wins this season, in our conference. But every Saturday you just better buckle up and get ready to go. And quite honestly, that's college football everywhere now.
Yeah, no, I mean, you look at your win over Louisiana Tech was razor tight. You had Liberty on the ropes in the fourth quarter. A lot of your games are like that. All right, good luck this weekend. Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Nashville area. You got a road trip, and then you get to come home and close it out with the Miners in a game that I know matters a whole lot down there. So we'll talk to you next week on Rivalry Week. But always appreciate the conversation on Tuesday mornings, Tony.
All right, appreciate you guys. Go Aggies.
Thank you. Be well. He is Tony Sanchez. And look, the A&M trip is what the A&M trip is, right? In November.
Yeah, you don't have a couple of those guys that gave you the different confidence of the last few years.
Well, and look, you take a team that in mid-November, I don't know if it's any different. Would you rather open up there, right? When everybody's healthy, they're healthy, you're healthy, but they're deeper, right? So you go in with all the injuries that you've got, and it's a tough trip. Now you got a team in Middle Tennessee who's, what are they, 3-7, 2-4? I mean, you got an opportunity. Their wins were over Kennesaw State and Tennessee Tech, and who else did they beat? It was UTEP. So certainly winnable games, and I think you can go into the offseason with a whole different feel if you close this thing off with a couple of wins, certainly over the Miners next week. All right, we'll get top of the hour stuff when we get back. On top of the show stuff, certainly. 505-246-0610 is how you get in today. When we come back, we'll reset last night. Gonzaga, San Diego State basketball was interesting. I'm not sure Texans Cowboys was interesting. Interesting maybe, not compelling. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Got shots?
All right, and then there was Monday Night Football. Holy smokes. There's one thing to have a bad season, right? You look at all 3-7 teams are not equal. And I look at the New York Jets, they're 3-8. And while I don't know that it's any better to be 3-8 and be competitive or 3-7 and get your doors blown off, maybe it is. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Cowboy fan. I'm sorry, but we're going to do this. The Jets lose by 1, by a touchdown, by 3, by 12, by 3, by 6, by 1, right? Cowboys get blued out of their own built on a regular basis. The Cowboys, dare I say, and I don't dare to say, they're not competitive. They lose by 24 and 28. Oh, they were competitive with the Falcons, lost by 8. That Niners game wasn't that close. It was 6. They lose by 38. I'm sorry. And there is no quick fix, boys and girls. You're going to have a high draft pick. You're going to argue over what to do with it. I'm already hearing everybody, hire Shador or hire Dion and bring Shador. You're going to have what? You're going to eat the $90 in cap space, $90 million in cap space that you just gave to Dak? Well, Jeff, look, the Broncos did it. And look, they're going to be a playoff team. They are. I will argue with you that the rest of their roster was better, but maybe not. Is that the model now?
Well, that you have a contract extension hasn't even kicked in yet.
I know. I know.
We can play the what-if game and have some fun, but it's a conversation that goes nowhere.
I think that's right. And I'm listening to everybody have it.
It has, the ink barely dried. And then you're like, oh, we're going to eat this entire guaranteed money we just gave this guy.
Is it
just to draft Shador and see if Dion wants to coach his team?
Yeah. First of all, is Dion the right coach for that team? Because we all agree, right? Mike McCarthy's not going to be there, right?
Mike McCarthy's done. Doesn't have a contract. He's not getting one after a performance like this from the team. They were not good when they had their quarterback they just paid, and it's going to be worse. So there's no you don't have to say sorry about it. This is just a poor football team that's starting Cooper Rush. And you watch Cooper Rush play, and everyone's screaming, oh, when's Trey Lance going to play quarterback. And it's when Jerry Jones wants him to at this point in time. Because the only reason Cooper Rush is out there right now is because he's a professional. He gets a play call. It might not look good, but it's the execution aspect of it. Gets the guys lined up, snaps the football, and goes. And so it's like a veteran coach leaning on a veteran player, because there is no other reason Cooper Rush should be playing football for a bad team when you have Trey Lance there.
Unless Trey Lance is worse.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. This has to come down from above Mike McCarthy.
Well, but my point is, they see them in practice every day, right? If Trey Lance isn't as good as Cooper Rush, he's not playing. Who gives you the best chance to win? I don't know. Here's the deal. Here's what I do know. I know that Cooper Rush didn't give up 109 yards to Joe Mixon. I know Cooper Rush didn't give up 257 yards passing. Now, look, the defense was, when I look at the numbers, 250 passing and 141, right? I mean, they're not astronomical, but my eyes told me they were.
Yeah, you're talking about Trey Lance because you're seeing, is there anything there?
Right.
Is there a cheap backup quarterback available in Trey Lance? Because you know who Cooper Rush is at this point in time. He's been there, done that. He signed off, whether it was Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy, they signed off on acquiring Trey Lance. And you say, well, we watch him in practice. You know who we watch play football too? But you're like, hey, you need a shot. Is Anthony Richardson. And Trey Lance just needs to take snaps and play football at some point.
Well, at this point, I don't know why they don't do it too. I mean, I have nothing to lose. The only answer that I come up with is he's just not good enough. That I'm watching a guy in practice is like, wow. I mean, he's not. If he was good, I would have put him out there, right? You tell me how I'm getting worse. I got no running game. They threw the ball yesterday for 324 yards, but they threw it 55 times, right? And they had one big chunk play. All right, let me start here. Dak Prescott, to your point, has not kicked in. It's next year's when the extension's 4 years, starting next year. It is $240 million with $231 million guaranteed. It's almost Deshaun Watson, right? I mean, when you tell me 231 of 240 is guaranteed, that's the whole damn thing's guaranteed. All right? The cap hits on it, and I know it's all like we sit here and talk funny money, but what the cap hit means is you don't have money to spend other places. Okay? So 2025, his cap hit is $90 million, $89.8 million. If you cut him, his dead cap hit is $151.8 million. I mean, it paralyzes.
What people are saying, is what they're really saying. It's not, oh, we're going to cut Dak Prescott, just eat it and move on. It's, we'll keep Dak Prescott on the roster, try to draft Shedeur Sanders,
and have him as our backup.
Out a way to get up there, because there's a couple teams out there that they're not trying to win games either, and that's the New York Giants.
Promise.
Who are 2-8.
Now, does Deion steer his kid away from the New York Giants? Very probably, right? But there's other teams, like Cleveland is bad. Jacksonville's not good, but I don't know if they're looking for a quarterback, but Tennessee would be. Tennessee's 2-8. The Raiders are going to be looking for a quarterback. They are 2-8. Right now, I think you have the 5th pick. You got to get over this, get rid of Dak. Well, we'll trade him. Who the hell is taking on that contract and taking Dak? And again, to your point, is Dak a better quarterback than some quarterback situations out there? Yeah, he is, but not with that contract. So the answer is no. So where else are you going to get better? Well, you get healthy. I'll give you that. All right, the roster will get healthier. It is a beat-up roster. But, JJ, this roster has got to start everywhere. They're small up front. They don't have a playmaker on offense outside of CeeDee Lamb right now, right?
That's why quarterback is not where you start with the Dallas Cowboys.
And in most places it is, right? You're going to tell me, well, look what and this is, I've heard this, I can't tell you how many times. Driving in, I heard it on our radio station. Well, look what the Broncos did. They ate that cap hit, and look where they are with Bo Nix. Okay. Is that the model? The Broncos are better up front, first of all, than the Cowboys are. Now, I don't know that I think they've got better playmakers. They don't have a C.D. Lamb. I mean, Cortland Sutton's nice, but he's not C.D. Lamb. Is Javonte Williams better than Rico Dowdle? Maybe. Yeah, probably. Are they better defensively? They've become better defensively, yeah. They've been healthier, right? And I guess you just got to look at your roster and say, how much of this is because everybody is hurt, and how much of this is just really, really bad talent evaluation?
A lot of talent.
That's all I hear.
At this point in time.
Talent evaluation?
Yeah, they're in the Russell Wilson contract. Yes, the Broncos ate a ton of it, but they're also a couple years into it. As opposed to, the ink just barely dried, and now we're going to try to cut the entire contract. Like, quarterback is not solving the issues. And it's not a situation where you cut Dak, you eat the money, and then you can say, well, we got this rookie quarterback and all this cap space. Like, that's not going to work out. That's going to be a long process as well. And you have to be willing to do that. I don't see Jerry Jones willing to do that, and I don't see that as a viable path forward right now for the Cowboys.
And look, Dak Prescott went on the field last night. They got beat 34-10. He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback, but you paid him as such, and so he's your quarterback. I mean, that's what he's your quarterback for at least the next couple to 3 years. He just is. Now, what are you going to do around him? Now, you got an issue. He's injury. I don't know. Is injury prone yet? I mean, at what point do you get labeled that? I mean, he's oft injured. Is that fair?
He's gotten hurt.
He's oft injured. So is quarterback something you address? Like, if you have the number 5 pick, let's just say you're picking at 5. You find a way to go up to get Shador, you find a way to go down and get maybe 2 or 3 first-round picks and thicken up the rest of your roster. What's your priority? To me, it's got to be the latter. Right?
Yes. But.
I know. But. Yeah. No, I understand. it. And if Shador if Deion starts buddying up with Jerry and gets in his ear, Dak's going to be a $60 million a year backup? Or there's going to be a project, or we're going to do like Michael Penix for a minute? Because pretty soon Michael Penix is going to be the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons, by the way.
Wow, that turned quickly.
I'm just telling you.
That turned real quick.
No. Just telling you. That's a bad. Did you watch that team this weekend?
Yeah.
They were bad.
They got beat up.
They were bad.
I don't think that's a quarterback benching situation yet.
Not yet. But it's coming too.
You think this year?
Tell you what, man, if the Falcons continue on this path, so not immediately because they're still in first place, okay? They're still a game and a half up, and they have the tiebreaker on Tampa Bay, okay? So they firmly believe, I got to think, that their best chance is Kirk Cousins. But let me tell you something. They've lost 3 of their last 5. They lost to the Saints. Broncos just ran them out of the mountains. They go Chargers and Vikings the next 2 weeks. Chargers are playing well. Vikings are better than them. Then they get Raiders, Giants. If they lose the next 2, and they will, right? I mean,
no.
It's the NFL. You don't think they'll lose the next 2?
I don't think they will.
I do. Who they're going to beat the Chargers or the Vikings?
The Vikings?
They can beat anybody. Anybody can beat anybody.
The Vikings aren't that far ahead of the Falcons.
All right. But if they then lose to the Raiders or the Giants, I mean, where do you go? All right, 505-246-0610. So much to do today. So much. All right, I know we told you Devin Dampier was going to be with us at 9 o'clock, and he was, and he will. However, it'll be 9 o'clock tomorrow. We got a change on his class schedule midday yesterday. Now, we recorded that promo that was running. So Devin Dampier scheduled to be with us tomorrow morning now at 9 o'clock. And I apologize for that, but that's just the way that is. We're just looking forward to the conversation with Devin, though. He is your Mount West Player of the Week. And
he's your almost everything player of the week.
Yeah, he was manning. What's all the watch list?
He was on watch list. He was the AP Offensive Player of the Week nationally.
Yeah, right. I mean, just load him up with a bunch of accolades and plaques and placcolades. But I want to get into that a little bit. 505-246-0610. When we come back, all the accolades that he got. We're not done on the Cowboys yet. Oh no, we're not. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
seriously? Buckle up. Okay. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Great 8 list. You can vote for him for the Allstate Sugar Bowls Manning Star of the Week Award. Just a terrific week, and he needed to be recognized. I don't even know if this was his best game. Maybe it was, but when your team, and this flat out shows this, if you ever doubted it, you can be great. But if your team doesn't do something, people don't notice. Like
without the defense performance in the second half,
all that,
you don't get a chance to win any of these awards, because if you get beat by 21 points of Washington State, you don't get any of it.
Correct. Yeah, no, you win these awards because you won the game, because of what your team did, and you get a little bit of recognition nationally for, wow, look at that. And I think because the numbers were so astronomical. And again,
good example is the Wyoming game. It was an astronomical performance for Devin Dampier, but you lost that game, so no one's talking about it.
And he got none of these awards,
yeah.
Right? I mean, no, honestly, it's what it is. You win games, and you get personal recognition as well. And you're 100% right. If the defense doesn't do its part in the second half, he can put up all the numbers he wants: 3 touchdowns on the ground and 1 in the air, and whatever, 300-something yards. But and I think Frank and his staff do a really good job of putting it out there. And the fact that Devin became, and again, some of the season stuff is pretty crazy, and there's 1 and maybe 2 games left. The fact that he has broken Stoney Case's record for total yards in a season and become this did surprise me when I heard it, the only Lobo quarterback, the first and only quarterback in the history of the program to run for over 1,000 yards in a season. I mean, they've been playing football around here for a long time, man. And some of the stuff that was done, and I don't want to overblow one victory, and I've been really, really cautious in my own mind about the recency bias of what we saw yesterday or on Saturday. But I thought about it more yesterday. I think we undersold it. I really do. The value of what happened. And look, if they lose to Hawaii, and does it take a little of the shine off of it? I imagine it does, because we've heard things like, transformative and program changing and all those things. And it can be that. It absolutely can be that turning point. But when you tell me they hadn't beaten a ranked team in 21 years, they hadn't beaten a ranked team at home in 30 years, and they hadn't beaten a top 20 non-conference opponent in 84 freaking years, man. 1940. Go ask your grandparents what it was like in 1940, man. I mean, as I started again sifting through those in my head yesterday, no, we didn't overstate any of that. JJ, those are astronomical. And then you tell me this quarterback is the first program in the 100-plus year history of the program to rush for over 1,000 yards, and he's the all-time leader in single season in total yards. Yeah, it's kind of a special season. They need to cap this off with a bowl game now, it feels like.
It was a night that if you were there, you watched, you're going to enjoy, and we are going to talk about it for a long time. So, like we do that Boise State game.
Yeah.
We won on the blue. But to have a larger conversation of it being potentially a program changer, you have to back it up with a win at Hawaii.
The year they went on the blue, was that the 9-4 year? It was a bowl year. I don't remember who was. It was the year they played Arizona, or they played UT San Antonio in the bowl game. But it was that 15 or 16? 15, they lost Arizona by 8, and the next year they beat UTSA 23-20 in that really, really windy day. Either way, I just look at it. I'm so looking forward to the conversation. Again, if you're just joining us, Devin Dampier scheduled now tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I know we had teased it for today, but his class schedule is allotting for tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. But just as you sift through it, I mean, I don't know. You've had time, and we asked Bronco this yesterday to get, after you get away from the emotion, do you look at it differently? And I don't know, man. In the moment we were all like, wow, this is pretty amazing. And the way they won, it was just, where it comes from. Great moments in sports just kind of come out of nowhere, right? The great moments in sports are the unexpected moments.
They do. This is one that team, that coaching staff, the fan base, again, like this resonates. This will be one of the biggest wins. But to have the conversation of propelling anything forward, having a dramatic impact, you have to back it up with the win against Hawaii.
Yeah.
Because then it's two different stories. It's one night versus Washington State versus what could be if you win at Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, you propel it into a bowl season. It becomes something that, and look, I'm not going to buy into the conversation of this is one of the greatest rebuilds in the history of, because, I mean, let's be clear. This was a 4-8 team last year. They were that overtime away from being 5-7, and this quarterback was on this team last year, right? I mean, it's not like they, the rebuild from the ashes, but the ascension has been dramatic, and certainly from where they started, and not just to beat the team they beat, but the fashion in which they beat that team on Saturday, down 28-14 at halftime. And I'll go into this again. When we retell this story years from now, I don't know that it would be an exaggeration. I was in the booth with Don Trell, and Don Trell's a former Lobo, Don Trell Moore. Loves the Lobos. And he and I talked about after the game. I mean, did you see this at halftime? At halftime, when it was 28-14 and they had did Washington State 357 yards. They marched up and down the field. There was no stopping John Mateer. And like the caller who called yesterday, remember the guy who said, I had my kids and let's stick it out for, let's watch a couple of drives in the second half. And, if it gets to be 3 scores, all right, we'll get out of here. It's chilly. Right? I think that's where a lot of people were like, all right. And then all of a sudden the defense starts shutting them down and you start scoring. It was a tremendous football game. Now, if you're a Washington State fan or alum, maybe not so great, right? That was one of those where you're like, how the hell did that happen? That's you feel like New Mexico felt against Wyoming, right? How the hell did we let that one get away? We're up by 14 at halftime. How did that happen? Yeah, all those accolades are real and deserved for Devin Dampier. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. Area code 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animals phone line. It is also our text line. Your emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Adrian's producing on the visual side, ProView Networks, their YouTube channel, and Comcast Channel 26. When we come back, Cowboys did make a little history yesterday, or at least one of them made a little history on the good side. I mean, is there a bright spot? Yeah, kind of one. I'll tell you what that was when we get back. Hey, looking for a gift? It is that time of year. What are you going to get her? What are you going to do? Like, you always want to do something that's going to wow her, right? John Thomas Jewelers. They've got over 3,000 ladies and men's bridal rings. You can go in there and you can you try them on and you can have them built the way you want them. They create them. John Thomas Jewelers has the only free lifetime nationwide warranty in Albuquerque. They've got the ability to custom make any ring you can dream of, and it's all done right there on premises in their state-of-the-art design center. So whether you're looking for an engagement ring or you're looking for something to wow her with a Christmas present, a holiday gift that she'll never forget, you've got to stop in and see John Thomas and John Thomas Jewelers. They're the only Google-rated 5-star full-service jeweler in town. The fastest growing jeweler in New Mexico for 3 straight years, and they've been voted best jeweler in Albuquerque 4 years in a row. Why? They really are that good. I went in there. I did buy a gift relatively recently there, and it was a wow gift. It worked the way it's supposed to. You know what I mean? It was one of those just, wow, I love it moments. Look, there's so many reasons to see for yourself why John Thomas Jewelers is the best. Visit them on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal. They're on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building. That's right across the street, directly east from the mall on Louisiana, 2440 Louisiana Boulevard, Northeast, Suite 310. That's where they are. JohnThomasJewelers.com. Go visit them. You'll be glad you did.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Ray Jones, really? We won one game our first year. One. So we have had rough seasons. Yes. Yeah. I've been around. Certainly we have. And we've had other tough years. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. I did have one.
I don't get that feeling at all.
What's that?
That everything's fine.
No. You did have one positive last night. Your kicker, and many people believe Brandon Aubrey, although he missed a field goal.
The positive was no one died with stuff falling off the roof.
How about that? The hell's going on there? Let me give you this first. Brandon Aubrey is the first player in the history of the NFL to make at least 10 field goals from 50-plus yards in consecutive seasons. Your kicker's your best player. And he missed a field goal last night. A little chippy from 40.
It's a bad football team, Jeff.
I mean, it's a bad
It just
football.
happens.
Yeah, it just happens. Yeah, and then you had chunks falling off the ceiling. There was no risk at all, Jerry said, after a metal piece fell from the stadium. Like the roof literally is falling. You know how they tell you the sky is falling?
It's falling on the Cowboys.
The sky is literally falling on the Cowboys. A piece of the stadium roof fell onto the field before the game. A large piece of metal fell from the ceiling about 2 hours before the game as the retractable roof was opening. But nobody was ever at risk. I mean, yeah, because nobody got hit. That'd be a bummer. Wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that would have ruined your day.
Yeah. Quote, Jerry Jones, you had wind gusts a lot all day long and apparently did a lot of damage. And then when we tried to open it up, the wind got underneath the roof at that time. Everybody agreed that it did some damage, but you check around Dallas, the wind had gusts all afternoon. We were aware of it when we were opening the doors a few hours before the game and had a plan that minute to not open the roof. Look, I'm not going to blame Jerry Jones because a damn piece of the roof fell off. I mean, I'm not, right? I mean, stuff happens. I don't expect him to be the engineer and
Yeah.
whatever.
Someone should have been like, yeah, we can't open the roof tonight.
How's
It's a
the
little windy.
stadium? Well, wait, why is wind blowing metal pieces off of the damn roof?
Multiple pieces, too, because another one fell on
Yeah,
the
that's
catwalk.
pieces, plural. Yeah.
And then NFL was like, yeah, you should probably get this fixed or we can't play Monday Night Football. Somehow get someone up there to see if anything else is going to fall.
So was the roof closed last night? Whatever. Again, it's, to me, emblematic of the way the season's going. I'm not going to sit here and blame him for the damn roof. I mean, you got people that are in charge of maintenance on the roof and do your job, and stuff breaks, like at your house when something, I mean, stuff breaks. I'm not, again, to me, it's just more reflective of everything that's going on. It's fixable, but we didn't have, it wasn't the situation or time or otherwise to do it tonight. When it's broke, you fix it, right? But there was no risk at all to anyone on the playing field once we shut the roof. We opened the shut door before any fans or anybody was in there. I think it's 4 hours before. It was 2. The reason they do is to make sure everything is working and to avoid those kinds of risks if there's any fans or anybody in there. So that's what happened, and it worked. They told us basically probably don't open the door. The piece apparently was loose from the heavy winds that were out here all day. We open and shut those roofs, doors. We do that several times throughout the week before we get to the point where we're at actually going to use them with any fans or anybody around impacted by it. Again, it's funny because nobody got hurt. And it's just, how's your season? I don't know, man. The sky's falling. The roof's falling in. Right? This is worse than I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie, as far as the Cowboys are concerned. JJ, I told you midsummer, I didn't think they were a playoff team.
Yeah.
When everybody was yelling, oh, they're NFC Championship or bust. All right, bust.
That was, in that context, it was easy to see a bust. This is not a championship caliber football team. And the owner paid the quarterback, so you're like, oh, it's got to be. Well, it's not.
This is worse than I thought, though. This is worse than I thought. The Cowboys have trailed by at least 20 points. This is bonkers. The Cowboys have trailed by 20 points in each of their past 6 home games. That is an NFL record. Nobody in the history of the NFL has trailed by 20 points or more in 6 consecutive home games. I just want you to think how close the NFL is. Every week, unless it's the Lions, right? But every game you look at, You see a 7-point spread, you're like, oh, give me the dog. Right? Every game is so close. And this team is trailed by 20 or more in 6 straight home games. I just milk that in your head for a minute. It started back in January with the Packers loss in the playoffs. And it's still going. And it's extraordinary. It's bonkers when you think of it. Not how long ago? They won 16 straight games at home. And now they can't get out of their own way at home. Cowboy fan, you're quiet, and you should be, I guess. Because there's nowhere to go. I mean, I understand. You know, if you're
part of it too is you're a team that has a big fan base. You're a team that people love to hate, so you're still going to get the marquee
and
games.
You talk a bunch of mess.
And thus, when you have these standalone games, it's going to be talked about differently than being in the mixer on that Sunday schedule.
Cowboy fan, I mean, come on. Couch is open. 505-246-0610. Does it just happen? Like Jerry said, it happens. We have tough years. Well, we won one game my first year. All right. Is that right? Then the sky's falling. Could get worse. At least they're not on Netflix on Christmas Day, but we haven't got into this yet. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, Netflix. NFL's coming to a Netflix near you soon. But are they still? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Monday Night Football right here on the Sports Animal last night. Texans 24, Cowboys 10. Probably a little even worse than the score. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Glad you're with us. Global basketball back at it on Thursday, right? Global men's basketball
Thursday night.
When's your next game?
Tomorrow night.
Global women's basketball tomorrow night in the pit.
So South Carolina State, and then a
big one.
Big stretch of games. Gonzaga Sunday, UC Irvine, reigning Big West champs. North Texas picked second in the American. And then the double with New Mexico State.
Yeah, a big one. Try to get Bradbury in maybe this week too, before the Gonzaga game. Speaking of Gonzaga, the Gonzaga men ranked third in the country were in Viejas Arena last night, taking on a Mountain West opponent, a future conference opponent of Gonzaga. This is a preview of the new pack. Zags 80, San Diego State 67. Graham Ike, yes, that Graham Ike, 23 points for the Zags. San Diego State was hurt. Waters is out. Bird got hurt during the game. It's an interesting San Diego State team. They got length. I think at times they have problems scoring. That was my first look at them this year. But I think by the time it's all said and done, they're going to be really good. Now, they got a schedule, and to be as injured as they are, I mean, look, they just played the third-ranked team in the country, Gonzaga. Next up, they get number 14, Creighton. Then they get Oregon, a league game. They still have Cal on the schedule. A tournament that they're going to where I guess they can get Arizona still. I mean, there's a lot in front of San Diego State.
Yes, it's a team that needs to get healthy in the backcourt so they can get some offense going. You see the length and the strength potential that they have to be that pest in Mountain West play, but this is a big-time schedule, and they got to find a little bit of survival now.
You see what Gonzaga's got coming? Whew. I mean, they played Baylor already. Blew Baylor out of the water when Baylor was ranked 8th. They've already beaten Arizona State. They've already beaten San Diego State. They'll play Long Beach State. They go West Virginia, Kentucky, UConn. UCLA's on the schedule as well. And look, they have to do it, and people will play them because, all right, if I play Gonzaga and lose, it doesn't hurt my net ranking. And because they're Gonzaga, they've earned this now. I mean, they're on national TV all the time. UConn will be on Fox. Kentucky's going to be on ESPN2. West Virginia on ESPN. Last night was on CBS Sportsnet. I mean, every game they play, you can find them. It's amazing what they've built up there. And people, I hear all that. Well, let's just drop football and become Gonzaga. What? Like it's that easy. And that's a 30-year build up there. Dan Monson started it. I was still working in Tri-Cities when they were just getting it going in the mid-'90s. In this little school in Spokane. And I'm not even sure I know the formula. I don't, Mark Few's done it up there. and done it consistently. And so I guess when you get something that is trusted with someone who is trusted, I don't even know. And I'd love to sit down one day and just, at dinner and kind of listen to Mark Few and Dan Monson and how it started up there. And Dan Monson was the guy that was just let go at Long Beach State last year. Had been down there for a while. He went to Minnesota and got paid, and Mark Few has been doing this for 20 plus years. But honestly, how did a place, a Jesuit university in Spokane, Washington, in a corner of the country, become this basketball powerhouse? And they are. And you're going to say, well, Jeff, they haven't won a national championship yet, and you're right. But I'm going to tell you, there's probably all but about 4 programs in America that wishes they were them, right? And I don't know how you maintain it. I sustain it might even be the word. Everything, when you say this little school in a non-huge populous place, it's not like you just run through Spokane, Washington, playing out of the West Coast Conference, right? It's not like they're playing out of the Pac-12. When you go take just a look at the whole story and the longevity of how good they've been, it is remarkable.
It's remarkable. And it's not just, they beat up on the West Coast Conference. We've seen the non-conference schedules change over the last few years, then be able to take a step up. They've won NCAA tournament games. And another thing is they have 11 active NBA players.
I mean, that's got to rank certainly at the top of the non-powers. It's got to be the highest non-power, right? So it's got to be behind what? I mean, Kentucky. It's got to be like right up there, right?
So the top bot.
Let me guess.
Top
Is it Kentucky, Carolina?
So Kentucky's 1.
Kansas. No?
Kansas is tied with Gonzaga right now.
At 6th.
Yes, with 11.
Connecticut. No? They're not in the top 5? All right.
No.
Holy smokes. Duke.
Duke is 2.
Yeah, Duke is Duke.
Duke is Duke.
Yeah, Duke is 2. That should have been easy. Michigan State?
Nope. So really,
I got to go to the
top,
SEC.
Top 4 before you get to the 11, where they're tied.
All right. So who are the other 4?
The 3 is USC.
No, I would not have got there. I would not have got to SC.
4 is Arizona.
I should have got to Arizona. So it's Kentucky, Duke, USC, and Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
Would you have got at USC?
No.
Yeah, I should have got Arizona. And then Gonzaga's 5th or 6th? Wait, 5th?
And this is
wait. So Kentucky, Duke.
Okay, so this isn't total players in the league. I apologize. It's active earnings. So my apologies on this.
All right.
So it's like they are
making that much money
right now. I apologize.
That's all right.
Misses. So, okay, that's actually even better if you're Gonzaga. So right now, 11 Gonzaga players are making the 5th most money in the NBA of active contracts.
It's a good business school.
Right? Yeah.
It's a hell of a business
So that
school.
makes even that list even better than I was trying to set it up.
Yeah. I mean, Kentucky's got to be still number 1.
Yeah,
now,
right?
right?
So it's Kentucky, Duke, USC, Arizona, and then Gonzaga.
That's insane.
Of active NBA contracts.
Yeah. It's again, it's just so remarkable. And I remember working up in Washington State back in the mid '90s when it started, when this Gonzaga thing started, and I'm like, yeah, it's cute, right? And it's kind of fun to be up here when this is happening, and there's no way, I'm not gonna lie, there's no way I even fathom 30 years later they'd still be, or they would be a power in college basketball, but they are. I mean, they've been to the final, they go to Final Fours, they've won games in March. They beat the brands on a regular basis. Like, they're not that soft little cute school up in Spokane anymore. They're a freaking power. And the whole concept, all of it goes against logic. Well, you got to go where all the money is. Well, how is all the money there? There's no, big TV money? Who are the big alumni who are pumping money into that? Like, where's it all coming from? Well, their coach is going to leave. How many times has Mark Few been rumored to leave? He was going to the Lakers. He was going to Carolina. He was going to, right? Duke, when Krzyzewski stepped down. Oh, he stayed in Spokane, Washington. Talking to, I know you were talking to him as well, the play-by-play guy from Washington State for football who was in town last weekend, who lives in Spokane. And just talking about how great it is to live in Spokane. I'm going to tell you, if you've ever been up there, it's beautiful. He says, yeah, I'd like a few more restaurants. I'd like, a few more nonstops, kind of, all right. But if you find a place that you love, and I've got buddies who've lived up there forever. Spokane's a nice place to raise a family and live, and affordable, and got enough stuff to do if you like the outdoors. You find a place you like. What did Steve Alford once say, JJ? You don't mess with happy, is that right?
Unless
Mark Few stayed to it. I promise you, Mark.
The check has enough zeros.
But I promise you, Mark Few could have made a lot more zeros in his check, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know what he's making. I mean, it's probably not hard to find what he's making at Gonzaga. But I'm going to guess, and it's probably a pretty easy guess, that Mark Few could have made a whole lot more money somewhere else, but just decided, you know what, I got a lot of money here.
That is the definition of not messing with happy.
No, seriously. And it's reported he makes $1.8 million. Look, that's good living. Mark Few could be making $5 to $6 million a year somewhere. But he likes what he's got. He's doing well. Well, now, hold on. Maybe it's more. Increased from 1.8 to a little over $3 million in 2019. Is that right? All right, so anywhere between 1.8 and 3. It's good living. Anyway, 505-246-0610. All right, when we do come back, I want to get into the Netflix thing. We haven't talked to you about the fights over the weekend. And the NFL is reacting, or are they, to what Netflix has done and how they handled the Tyson-Jake Paul situation on Friday past. Because the NFL's got a big day coming up on Christmas on Netflix. Are they turning their back on Netflix, or are they going to stay with them? I'll tell you when we get back. Hey, I know you see their vehicles around town. In your neighborhood, when you go to the store, International Protective Services, IPS. So who are they? It's affordable, private security. Why would you be interested? Well, because property crime's on the rise, and because police officer shortage is real, and you want to protect what you've worked hard to build. You want to protect your business, your home, your family. That's why I've used IPS for years. They protect my home. When I travel, like last week I had a package picked up when I was out of town, or dropped off. It was dropped off. I called IPS. Hey, just had a package dropped off. Do you mind picking it up so somebody else doesn't? The Porch Pirates don't get it. So the officer picked it up. I got back in town, let them know I was home, and the officer brought the package by. They'll pick up newspapers and mail, roll garbage cans out to the curb and back on garbage day. Make sure that your place is secure. They'll install alarms, cameras. They monitor the cameras 24/7. Make sure that you've got that level of security. Don't wait to be a victim. Call IPS, see what they can do for you. The number's 505-897-2420. Area code 505-897-2420. They are online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Did I see clips and videos and streams of it? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I watched it. 505-246-0610, by the way. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. I had just gotten back. I was up at the border war. I was watching Colorado State, Wyoming. Got back to the hotel. I had a 7:30 flight. So, and while I was up in the press box, the dude had it on. I'm like, "Has the fight started yet?" No, not yet. And I'm like, dude. And then I went down on the field in the middle of the third quarter, and whatever. I'm going to miss it. Drove back to Denver. I was starting to pack for. I had an early flight, and Audra put the game, or she was watching it on Netflix. So Google Meet is, for those of us who don't have an iPhone, that's our FaceTime. And she basically pointed her phone at her screen, and I watched.
Allegedly.
That's how I watched. What? Allegedly what?
Allegedly pirated the stream of Netflix.
Oh, no, that's how I watched it, though. Like on my phone with her pointing her phone
Allegedly.
At the thing. And I'm watching, there was no, and I'm like, this is horrible. Adrian just sent me this meme of Jake Paul. It says buffering, Mike Tyson's ass, buffering.
That came across the clip. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
The Netflix stream was a disaster.
Yeah.
And when you want to have big time events, you got to be ready, especially with the NFL around the corner. And you're going to have a lot of people hitting the servers wanting to watch NFL games on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That's the complaint of it. If anyone is upset about what they watch, you're a fool. This is pure entertainment, wannabe gladiator stuff. So if you have any complaints about the boxing, about the level you watched, then I have some beachfront property to sell you just off of Coors Boulevard.
It's a nice beach, too. Really, really nice sand. You said on Friday, dude. I mean, what are you expecting? Like, Jake Paul's going to kill him. Now, he didn't kill him. He toyed with him. He could have killed him
through the entire fight. Essentially, both of them just got through.
The best punch that Tyson threw was in the weigh-in.
Yeah, so this was zero surprise to me. Like, you're tuning in not to see a legitimate boxing match, but to see a circus. And so if you're upset that, Mike Tyson didn't knock someone out in 2 rounds and a 58-year-old dude looked like a 58-year-old dude at times.
He's 58 years old.
He's
58.
It's fool's gold, man. What were you doing?
Of course. And we are all enamored, and this is exactly everything I told you on Friday. Everything I told you on Friday, those of us of a certain age who remember Mike Tyson, that's what we were expecting to see, because Tyson. He's still that guy, dude. No, man, he's 58. Yeah, but he's still Iron Mike. He hadn't been that dude for 30 years. Hadn't been in the ring in 20 years. Yeah, but he's going to knock this punk out. He's 58 years old, man. And Jake Paul, by the way, is 27 years old, in his prime, yoked, in shape, big. He's a big sumbitch. Right?
Like, there's those zero. There was that 0.001% chance, Tyson is able to land a shot out of nowhere.
Couldn't get at him.
That's why you're watching. But overall, you get what you pay for, and I guess that's buffering in this case. But it's a circus, man. It wasn't legitimate. So the people complaining about the actual fight, I'm like,
yeah. You didn't spend $60 on a pay-per-view on a championship fight.
Yeah.
It was your Netflix subscription, bad buffering to watch a 58-year-old go after a clown act, right?
Yeah.
A circus act. And that's what you got. And I was listening to someone on Saturday at the Lobo game. God, I don't remember who it was, trying to explain to me how Tyson could have got him. And I said, couldn't even get him. Oh, he could have. If he'd have gotten inside and he should have done this. He's 58, dude. He was done. Like, he wasn't, Mike Tyson of old maybe lunges at him.
he was talking like something was going to happen, and all his odd, interviews he was doing, and then that one that went viral, he was talking about his legacy, and legacy doesn't mean anything because we're all just going to die, and it was just that kid reporter.
Poor kid, yeah.
Thank you for that perspective.
The kid was great, by the way. The kid was unbelievable.
But there was just all this weird buildup. Mike Tyson, he's an old dude he's getting a gigantic check.
Easy on the old. I mean, he's old for a fighter. I mean,
he's an old dude that's getting a gigantic check. Stepping into a old boxer, stepping into a ring, getting a gigantic check, trying to sell it, but it was the circus which you signed up for.
He's 58 years old.
Complain about the fact that the feed was buffering the entire time. Yes. But don't complain about what you got in the ring.
He's a 58-year-old man in the ring against a 27-year-old dude in his prime who's not the greatest boxer ever, but he is a fighter. He is a trained fighter who's in shape. And we all watched. And we all bit. And we all knew what we were going to get, but we're holding on to this one sliver. What would you just tell me? That 0.01%?
Yeah, which is why you watch.
Yeah.
I don't blame anyone for that, but then don't come and be like, well, that product wasn't good. Well,
It goes back to what we were talking about with Lobo Football's win the other day. These great moments in sports come out of nowhere, right? Come from the unexpected. And so maybe that's what we were holding on. That's why you watch, right? If the Lobos would have lost to Washington State this weekend, all right, whatever, it goes on, life goes on. Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson, life goes on. If Tyson would have knocked his ass out, right? It'd be like Lobo Football beating.
That was the intrigue.
Right.
That's why you watch that.
That's why we watch live events. Meanwhile, Netflix has to deal with the NFL. Because as you just said, there's a Chiefs-Steelers game and a Ravens-Texans game, both scheduled on Netflix on Christmas Day. There were outages and slowdowns and bufferings, and the NFL has said they're sticking with Netflix. I'm not sure they got a lot of options at this point. Where are they going? CBS has programming and Fox has programming, and but why, JJ? Netflix is paying $150 million for those two games. Again, where's the money come from to pay quarterbacks $60 million a year, and these rights fees are bonkers. Your tickets, whatever you pay, but Netflix is willing to pay, and they
blame Netflix for Dak's contract.
$150 million. How they
two
get
games?
How do they get back? I mean, are there going to be that many new subscribers? People, almost everybody's got. Well, I know a lot of people canceled Netflix over the last bunch of years, but everybody's got Netflix still, right? What is Netflix? $8.99 a month.
See what Netflix does for this. Maybe even do they do like a pay-per-view status, a one-off, like, hey, get your Christmas Day games for $15.
I think people lose their mind at that point. It's not that they give a damn.
Yeah, it's trending that way.
So it's pay for Netflix, but pay for their premium programming now. I mean,
even if I would say if you're not a Netflix subscriber, would you do it? That's what I'm saying.
So if you're not a Netflix subscriber, how do I get my game? Like what do I do?
Well, the whole point of this is to subscribe to Netflix.
Right, understood.
So if you want to watch it, then you subscribe to Netflix, or you just call your cousin Vinny and say, "Hey, plug in your phone and
point it at me."
point it at the TV. Which is that some of that will be happening.
Yeah.
When you're at your family's house, someone has Netflix, so just be like, "Hey,
put in your password."
Put in your password.
What's your? What's
like,
your
Grandpa, you don't have a smart TV. What's that?
My TV's damn smart. It's smart enough.
Got
Watch
tubes.
this. Watch this. Click, click, click. My TV's freaking smart enough. Smart TV. I got a dumb TV. And I like my dumb TV. It doesn't talk back to me, and damn it, I can watch it. It doesn't buffer. Exactly. 100%. Screw you and your buffering. That's not right. And now get up and change the channel, kid.
Just sit there. For Channel 7.
505-246-0610. Has Mike McCarthy lost the Cowboys? What Jerry Jones had to say about that after last night's butt kicking to the Texans. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Your quarterback, if you're a Cowboy fan, and you're really quiet today, by the way. I mean, Cowboy fan. I almost expected discuss today. Normally, the phones ring after losses, right? Although yesterday was a big difference. It was one of the first times in a long time you got a big win and Lobo fan was all over it. Cowboy fan tends to call when they lose. They're disgusted. I got a lot of emails and stuff I got to get to. But as they lose, as he lost the team, will Mike McCarthy make it through the season, first of all? You think he wants to? Like, just fire me and let me go home and pay me out the rest of my way?
The captain will go down with the ship.
Yeah.
I think with McCarthy, is there frustration being a lame duck coach after what he did? I get it. The postseason success hasn't been there. The regular season wins, which obviously are not as easy to come by, even when Dak Prescott was their quarterback early in the season. Would you just want to be fired and leave with your money? No. I think if you're a professional competitor, like, you understand how hard it is. And you understand that you might not win many games with Cooper Rush as your quarterback. But I do think that, as we were discussing last week, and this goes to any team, you hope at some point, even when you know you're not going anywhere, there's a level of professionalism, because it's not just you. I know the way Micah Parsons was acting about Mike McCarthy. Yeah, he's in a good spot, man. You're an established head coach. You're going to get opportunities. You're going to be able to go other places. But there is so many other people in that organization that when you have a coaching change and turnover, you're on to the next stop. It is part of their business, but I would hope that at least anyone, even in a struggling year, would try to step up and do the best they can.
So I gave you, for the first time in the history of the NFL, Cowboys have trailed. They're the first team in the history of the NFL that has trailed by 20 points or more at home in 6 straight home games. It's mind-boggling. For the first time since 1989, the Cowboys have lost their first 5 home games of a season. In those games, they've been outscored by 118 points. It's the third highest total through 5 home games in the Super Bowl era. I mean, we're talking, not only are they bad, JJ, they're historically bad. The 5-game losing streak is the longest since the Cowboys lost 7 in a row in 2015. It ties the longest losing streak Mike McCarthy has ever had as a head coach. Back in 2008, he lost 5 in a row. Quote from McCarthy, "Explain it? ? Explain it?" I think it's very frustrating. It's frustrating for everybody. Frustrating for the players, frustrating for the coaches. I know it's disappointing for the fans. But we have a lot of moving parts going on. And we just have to be cleaner and more detailed in certain spots. We're not playing well enough, not executing well enough, coaching well enough to overcome some of the mistakes we're making in critical times of the game. Okay. They won the chess match there. Poor call by us. He was talking about when they tried the fake punt. Whatever. That doesn't even bother me. I swear it doesn't. I know it didn't work, and it's supposed to bother you when something doesn't work like that. And why the hell would he do that in his own? Whatever. You're bad, and you're trying to make something happen. It just doesn't kill me. I don't. Doing nothing would bother me more. So Jerry Jones was asked, JJ, as he lost the team. Jerry's been ornery, man. Like, really ornery. Quote, "That losing the team stuff, that's so overblown. These guys are so, first of all, they're natural competitors. Secondly, they're so proud of the fact that they are professionals and disappointed in maybe the way they executed the play, but that's not anything that's brother or first cousin to give up." I don't know what this means.
I don't know what that means.
Everybody's certainly disappointed, but that's a big difference in not knowing that you go to put the foot in front of the other and go, end quote.
The first part of that statement I liked.
I agree. But then you start going into this Jerry speak.
There's just a lot going on there. Now, can you lose teams? Does it happen in sports? Absolutely.
And maybe this coach has lost a team. I don't know. Like, I'm not there every day. I don't know. McCarthy, quote, I feel in times of adversity, the confirmation comes into what you know from your past experience, but also just trust the people in the room, the people that are doing the work. And I do. I believe in this locker room, our leadership. Most of it has been injured, and he's not wrong. There's good coming out of this. You don't see it because we're not winning. But these young men that are getting the opportunity to do more, and I do believe that it will pay forward. It needs to hurry the hell up because we need it in 6 days, but this is just the reality of what we're going through. I do believe because not only what they do for the organization, but the energy and the effort they give me, I have every reason to believe we can play better, end quote. Here comes Washington. I mean, at least they get the Giants in a couple weeks. They lose that game.
And?
They got to beat Tommy DeVito, right?
Tommy DeVito's got to beat Cooper Rush.
Does he?
Dude, who's Cooper Rush on a bad football team?
Who is Cooper Rush on a bad football team?
Like, what makes you think that he has to beat the Giants?
I think they more than he. He doesn't matter. No, he doesn't. They.
The Giants are looking at that game. The players are looking at that game like, all right, let's go get the Cowboys.
Sure.
Front office might be like, let's not go get the Cowboys and keep. We can get Shooter Sanders or try to have that conversation, convince Dion that this is where he should play.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not Cooper Rush is. I've heard on this station, Cooper Rush should be the quarterback. He's better than Dak Prescott. Come on.
He did his job when the Cowboys were a better football team.
Yeah. Have we seen enough now to realize he's not that dude? Tell me we have, because I have. Right? You have, haven't you? Cowboy fan has, haven't they?
Yeah. There's a reason these backups, main backups.
I mean, what are we doing? All right, I'll get you some of what you're sending in. Man, a bunch of emails already this morning. I got to get to them. 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animals phone line. It's also our text line. Emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the Twitter, it's _JJ Buck. And you can watch the show. Adrian's producing for us on Xfinity Channel 26 and on our Facebook page and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. You got an event coming up. You got to plan an event. You've got, I don't know, a convention, a reception, a holiday party, a whatever it is. Albuquerque Convention Center should be a place that you look at immediately. Located right there in beautiful downtown Albuquerque between the Rio Grande and the Sandia Mountains, right in the heart of downtown. They've got 600,000 plus square feet of flexible indoor and outdoor meeting space. It will accommodate events all the way up to 20,000 people. It provides you as a planner the experience that is uniquely unconventional. Go take a look at the website. It's albuquerquecc.com. You'll go look around and all the different spots. You've been to events there. You know how wonderful it is. The parking garage is adjacent to the facility, so you don't have to worry about parking. You walk through, there's art everywhere, beautiful local art, and then the menu is whatever you want it to be. They'll work with you on the menu. You craft it. Their staff goes above and beyond. I tell you this because it's true. We do an event there for the players, for Isleta New Mexico Bowl every year. Why? Because they take care of our student athletes. They take care of our guests. I trust the Albuquerque Convention Center, and I know you do too. If you have an event, you give them a call and make your event something that everybody will want to be at. Albuquerque CC is where everything is. Just go to albuquerquecc.com and then call them at 505-768-4575. Albuquerque Convention Center, be at the center of it all.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport.
So with classes and everything, it'll be tomorrow. Devin Dampier at 9 o'clock. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Earl, thanks for holding. You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Earl.
Hey, guys. Thanks for the line. I guess I am a Cowboys fan, and I hate to deny that, but it's real easy to deny it, and it's been real easy to deny it for a long time. And really, for as far as I'm concerned, the last time I thought the Cowboys had a chance to win any type of playoff game was back when Quincy Carter was the quarterback, and I was even wrong about that. But I just think it's a perfect fit that this Netflix fight was set at Cowboy Stadium because I think the two of them are like peas in a pod, And I was explaining to my daughter over dinner, I was like, yeah, dude, Mike Tyson used to be Iron Mike, and he was the best ever. But, you could see where he was declining. He got into a fight and was losing. He bit some guy's ear off. And my daughter was like, wait, what? He bit some guy's ear off? Why is he not in jail? And I was like, well, this is America. You get to bite people's ear off and be celebrated. And then she's like, what? He's a rapist also? And I was like, well, I don't know for sure. He spent time in jail for it.
He was convicted, yeah.
Anyways, listen, the Cowboys, it's rough, man. But if you can't embrace support, if you can't embrace losing and loving the fact that your team sucks, then you need to find a new team because, all I can do is love the fact that this team sucks. All I can do is love the fact that they don't do anything good. And it's like, on the Jim Rome show when the big head misses all of his bets, they say, hey, missing all your bets makes great content. So I'd like to say, being a terrible team makes great content too. And somehow you got to embrace that and love it because otherwise you're going to hate being a Cowboys fan. So, listen, guys, I'm a huge fan as always.
Beautiful.
Thanks for taking my call. Hope you guys have a great holiday.
Yeah, don't be a stranger. Thanks, Earl. That was good. And we might not be good, but we're good content.
Absolutely.
People, that's Omar's thing, right? He always hits us all the time.
Team content.
Yep. You might not like us, but we're the most valuable team. Okay. The beauty of him explaining Mike Tyson to his daughter.
That's great.
It's so good.
Why do people care about this guy? Well,
he was the baddest man.
Yeah,
he was the baddest man on the planet. And then he bit a guy's ear. Wait, he bit a guy's ear off? Yeah. Before that, I mean, he was in prison. Wait, he's a rapist? Well, yeah, but so why does everybody love this guy? Well, did you see him in Hangover?
Yeah. See the movie he was in?
He was really good in Hangover.
Tigers and face tats.
It is. I mean, ain't that America?
Ain't that America?
There was
This is America.
Russian comic back in the 80s. I think his name was Yakov Smirnov. And his whole line was, what a country. right? That was his whole, like, his shtick was, what a country.
Might have consumed some of those watching the fight Friday night.
Right? What a country. The Smirnoffs? Yeah. No doubt. All right, 505-246-0610. Deutsch says, did we ram it yesterday or Jeff it? No, we don't do that anymore. So we used to do the ram it thing back when the Rams would win like 2 or 3 times a year. It was like a novelty. Like, we get Friday once a week. Once out of every 5 days we do this show. It's kind of a novelty. Are the Rams winning more than once every 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. We still hoe, though, right?
Yes, we do.
All right. I can't tell you the last Friday I was in studio to hoe.
It's been a minute.
We can have a real hoe this week? All right. Lobo Hobo's concerned about Hawaii. Lobo's going to play Hawaii not this weekend, but next weekend with an opportunity to win and become bowl eligible. Lobo Hobo says the Bows come back from Logan tired and beat up, and their starting quarterback, Braden Schrager, limped out of Romney Stadium. Okay? Everybody's hurt in Week 11, Week 12, Week 13, including quarterbacks. I'll tell you something, though. Find some wood for Micah, whatever this is. If you'd have said, JJ, if I'd have told you Lobos were running Devin Dampier up to 28 times a game, would you tell me he makes it all the way through the season? That was your concern early in the year, right? I can't wait to talk to him about that tomorrow, too.
Well, and also another thing that Bronco Mendenhall said at the press conference, which I thought was really fascinating, is this is planned. They were cautious early in the season, as much as he was running and doing off-script stuff, but in terms of the designed
scripted runs,
they were building up to this point. Now, still, you're taking hits and you have to survive it, but this was a process.
Dude carried the ball 28 times. Didn't get sacked. He didn't get sacked. I think he's been sacked 4 or 5 times all year. 505-246-0610. Emails. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. How much money did they really make on this fight in Vegas? Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. Wait, Daddy's a rapist too? Yeah. And the Rookie of the Year in the National League and the American League. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Thank you for spending part of your Tuesday with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange, the latest tech eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bob.
Talking to the boss. He grabbed me. Sorry about that. What up? Tuesday. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. Me and JJ. I'm merely Jeff Symbieta. 505-246-0610. Come on in today. Rookies of the year in the American and the National League. And it's kind of cool, actually. Luis Gil, the 26-year-old for the Yankees. Came back from Tommy John surgery. He is the Rookie of the Year in the American League. And Paul Skeens, the phenom for the Pirates. That was pretty easy, wasn't it, on the National League side?
Yeah, with going 11-3, ERA under 2, going 133 innings.
I mean, he's up for Cy Young, right?
Jackson Merrill, the outfielder for the Brewers. Like, there's some good players, but Skeens was the hot ticket.
Yeah, it was right. So I think they got this one right. You'll start getting the baseball awards that'll start coming out here this week, and you'll get Cy Young, MVP, all that stuff. All right, Tyson and.
By the way, so do they vote and then give it to a person that walks it to the league? Like, when did baseball?
What do you mean?
Like why are these baseball awards like? Now, can't we just kind of?
Because it's like the NFL strategy. You try to do it, keep people talking about you outside, right? It's a really good point. What is this? It's November 20th, 19th. When did the damn season end? I mean, it feels like the Dodgers won how long ago?
So you just have one guy that in a room. He's like, "All right, 1, 2, 3," just counting balance.
Seriously, yeah. You guys are funny. Cowboys. So let me explain why we're talking about the Cowboys today. A, they're the Cowboys, and there's a lot of Cowboy fans around here. And B, they played last night. So typically on Tuesday, we spend some time talking about Monday night's game. If it's the Chargers and the Ravens, we talk about the Chargers and the Ravens. If it's the
Can't wait.
Steelers and the Browns, we tend to talk about the Steelers and the Browns. Just want to understand that, right? Text line. For those of us sports animal listeners who feast on the Cowboys' losses, looks like it's going to be a buffet time for the rest of the season. Yeehaw. Joey Chestnut, you have competition. Let's hope my stomach can take all that food. It's from Travis. And then this one says, could you stop talking about the losing Cowboys, a team whose patheticness deserves inattention? No. But it's there for you. I want to hit this. The gate on the Tyson fight. So they played it at Jerry's World, right? Now, I don't know how much. I don't know if this is what the net was or it was total revenue. So this is before they have to pay all their bills. $18.117 million. It's a pretty good gate, right? Now, I don't know what it costs to pay these. What did each guy make? Do we know? They probably make a part of the gate and part of the TV revenue. Not real boxer versus 58-year-old boxer. This won't happen again, though. We won't bite, right? If they throw Mike Tyson out there again against...
I don't know who Mike Tyson is going to fight again.
Well, what if he fought another 50-something-year-old washed-up guy? Like, are we watching? Because, now maybe he's going to have we're watching, aren't we?
Well, because
we're going to bite.
We're watching
you're
because
right.
this is entertainment. It's not because we're trying to spin it as a
You're right.
competitive athletic event. It's, again, it's why you watch reality TV. It's why sometimes at night you just throw on whatever movie pops up. This is along those same lines.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, I want to convince myself if Tyson fights again, I'm not watching. But I probably am. It's like I told you on Friday, I unashamedly, is that even a word? I'm in. Like I'm watching, I want to see it. I'm that sucker. I was their audience, man. I was the guy like remembered Mike, and I knew everything you told me on Friday. JJ, everything you told me was right. Jake Paul's going to win. Father Time's undefeated. Dude's 58. And I'm like, yeah, but he's still Mike Tyson. Yeah, but he's still Mike Tyson.
Which
Maybe
is fine.
Yeah,
But my only thing is like hearing people actually complain about the product.
Yeah.
Like, what were you expecting? This is just a entertainment spectacle. You'd be upset with the fact it was buffering the whole time, and the majority of people that watched it probably watched it off Antonio Brown streaming it from the arena or someone else along those lines. But in terms of like having any serious opinion about what happened in the ring, no, it's entertainment.
Jack says Tyson has not been the same player since he lost to Buster Douglas in 1990. Why were people expecting the Tyson of 86? You're right. Like, Jack, yes, 100%. It's that illogical. And yet we all did. And I don't even think we expected the Tyson of 1986 or whatever year it was. I don't think anybody expected. I think you were hoping that there was going to be one moment where he had one giant haymaker in him from 1986 has been pent up for 30 years and was going to drop it on Jake's jaw. Right? But Jack, I don't think anybody expected it. You were just like, but I don't want to miss it if it is there. Right? Because you thought there was that. I think a lot of it was FOMO. Right?
Yes.
I think there was a lot of FOMO. You in fact, Jack, I think we all expected what we saw. But I think there was this piece of it that's just the fear of missing out, this FOMO. Where, what if, man? What if he just rears back and catches him with one Mike Tyson haymaker? I got to see it. And I got to see it live. Because otherwise, I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. All right, Rod says, Washington Redskins, Dallas Cowboys, RFK Jr. Stadium, Jefferson. This is the biggest rivalry in sports. Washington's going to try to win by 50, and I'm not sure Jerry can do anything to stop him right now. You're probably right. Commanders, Cowboys next week.
Need a scary Terry bounce-back game. Terry McLaurin in our lives.
Yeah, he disappeared on you. It was a good week for him to disappear for me, too. I didn't mind that.
No, and Daniels, man, he needs to get back on track. Everyone's loving Bo Nix, saying, hey, this Rookie of the Year race, it could actually be something.
I think it is something. 100% it is something. Jaden Daniels jumped out of the gate, and he was the runaway winner, and Bo Nix is now saying something. And which team is playing better right now, Broncos or Washington?
Broncos. I would still say it. Because I want to be fair to Jaden Daniels and not jump off a cliff when you play the Steelers.
Again, I'm not.
And then the Eagles.
If you say one guy's playing better than the other, it's not bash on it, dude.
Because
your point is right. The schedule's been tougher.
And I actually pleased. I know the Commanders didn't win the games, but getting that experience, right? Learning how can you find explosive plays against the Eagles, the challenge that this Pittsburgh Steelers are. Like, you want to see those games from Daniels, but when you have Bo Nix have a game where he's over 80%, 4 touchdown passes, blows out a playoff contender, gets people thinking.
Well, the Broncos have won 3 of their last 5, and it should have been 4 of their last 5. They lost the Chiefs to the freaking Chiefs on a blocked field goal at the end. Now, they got blued out by the Ravens, but they beat the Saints and the Panthers and the Falcons. And their schedule, by the way, coming down the stretch is so favorable to make the playoffs. So the Broncos are sitting there right now at 6-5, and they are a wild card team right now. Raiders, Browns, Chargers are nice. Bengals, by the second to last game of the season, what are the Bengals? Can we be done with them by now, by the way?
No.
Still not.
We can't be. Well, no. We're going to talk about the Cowboys. We're talking about the Bengals.
Okay. All right. I mean, 4-7, 3-8. I mean, what's the difference? Yeah, fair.
The record's there, but also it's wild when you look at Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He's thrown 9 touchdown passes in 2 games against the Ravens this year, and they're 0-2.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what? Like, yep, defense.
Well, and just the way they lose games, right? I mean, they've lost, 7 games? By 6, by 1, by 5, by 3, 1 blowout. They lost by 20 to the Eagles. By 1 and by 7.
Yeah,
or 6. Yeah, 7.
I don't know if it's Zach Taylor that's going to be on the outs. They have to do something defensively because Joe Burrow's been to a Super Bowl. Joe Burrow's won big-time games. He's that dude. But that team is lacking in the fourth quarter on the defense.
Well, defense has not been good. And to that point, they've given up 34, 35, 24, 37 over the last month. I mean, you can't win giving up 30-plus points in the NFL every week. You just can't. Joe Burrow's been good. That team's not good enough. And I look around, what do you mean, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase? And
yeah, the offense is fine.
Defensively, they're bad. Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Ask you to keep them coming. Emails, I'll get to most of them, not all of them. Niners are in a little world of hurt. Maybe a little more hurt than you thought. The latest addition to their injury list is pretty important. It's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Saturday. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Financial projections, and they need an outfielder. Basically, because of Shohei, so they've made all their money back.
Well, they still have to pay Shohei.
They do.
So that's my
but they're
biggest
going to make
question.
that money every
this
year.
Money has to come from somewhere.
Well, but I guess everything that's coming in on the Shohei merchandise and the look.
And how much did Shohei make last year versus how much you still have to pay him, plus Juan Soto? Like, you can make a lot of money, a whole lot of money. At some point in time, you are going to have to give these guys the money at some point in time.
Mhm.
Like, you can have these crazy.
You mean the Dodgers deferred $680 million?
There's going to come a day where it's like, all right, I'm ready for my $700 million payment this morning. How long does that have to hold before that clears?
Ohtani's deal, again, 10 years, $700 million, but they deferred $680 million. You think Bobby Bonilla Day is a big thing every year? And it is.
Wait till Shohei Day.
Shohei makes $2 million a year right now. That's all he makes, $2 million a year through 2034. And then $68 million each year in the following 10 years.
This is the classic, I'm not going to have to deal with it, so here you go.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So Soto landing with the Dodgers would be wild, right? I guess there's free agents you go for when they're available, and you do it. And you have to court him, and even if you're the Dodgers, but I mean, to your point, is there a finite amount of money when it comes to Los Angeles?
It's going to be the year 3000 in whatever sports talking robots there are doing shows. They're going to be talking about Shohei and Juan Soto's contract still being paid out by the Dodgers.
To their, like, great-great-grandkids.
Yeah. Whatever AI talking...
It's bonkers.
Thing that's going on the radio.
Right.
Like, and tonight's game on
and
Mars.
Tonight on Mars, the Dodgers and Shohei's grandson will get yeah. All right, I told you the Niners have a long list of injuries, right? This has been a really weird year for them. If you had to lay money right now, Niners in the playoffs or not, they're 5-5. The leader in their division is 6-4. They're tied with the Rams and the Seahawks. Cardinals are one game ahead. Seahawks have a schedule now. I mean, I don't know if you, or I'm sorry, the Niners have a schedule. I don't know if you've looked and seen, but in front of them, they go at Packers, at Bills, they get the Bears, then Rams, Dolphins, Lions, Cardinals. Right?
That's outside looking in.
You feel they're not going to?
The Packers would be a tiebreak game.
Okay.
Trying to chase them down.
And the Rams would be.
The Rams.
Let me throw this caveat out. Yeah, their quarterback is dealing with soreness to his throwing shoulder. Brock Purdy is on the injury list. Doesn't appear to be long term, but it'll be watched closely at practice tomorrow. He's day to day, according to the head coach. And I mean, here's a guy who's about ready to get paid. If they got to go to the back, who's their backup? Who is their backup? Do you know? I should know. It was, I mean, last year it was
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Their backup is Brandon Allen, and behind him is Joshua Dobbs.
The astronaut.
If he can't go, dude, and they play, what did I tell you, at Green Bay this week? Their defense has blown 3 leads late. Against the Rams, against the Cardinals, against the Seahawks, all in division games. Their defense has been great. Now, you can say, well, Jeff, they're not giving up a lot of points. They gave up 20 this week, 20 last week, 24 the week before. Yeah, but they're not scoring a chunk. And it's when their defense is giving up points. That matters.
Yeah, there's 2 teams in the NFC West on the plus side in scoring differential. It's the Cardinals, who are 6-4 top of the division, and the 49ers. So the Cardinals are plus 18, the 49ers are plus 28 in the season. That's the Seahawks -8, the Rams -26. But it comes down to fourth quarter finishes, and the 49ers have bangled it.
Yeah, the Rams have one loss that skewed it. When you lose one game by 30, by 31, it does skew that. But yeah, I mean, that matters. Are the Cardinals the best team in that division? I mean, it's ridiculous to sit here and say that because preseason, they were the ones that were overlooked. And again, I'm going to go back to April, and I did. When I came back after the draft from spring meetings.
This show hits on stuff. We do.
Did I tell you, and I know you kind of looked at me, we always say, well, who's going to be the sneaky team this year? Did I call Arizona back in like April, May?
Yes, you did. That was yours in the NFC.
I loved what they did in the draft. I liked the way they finished last year. I think James Conner is the most underrated running back, good running back in the league. Maybe because he plays in that market. They went out and got a stud receiver. Trey McBride, who, by the way, was at the Colorado State Wyoming game on the sidelines last week, is the best tight end that not everybody, I don't want to say nobody talks about, but I mean, people will say, we're the best tight ends, and it always goes Kelsey, Mark Andrews, Laporta, all good answers. Trey McBride might be the best right now. Am I way out of line?
Like, if you're just pure tight end play?
Pure catching, receiving tight end.
Dude in Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Brock Bowers is really good. Yeah.
That's pretty special.
Yeah. Truth.
With Aiden O'Connell.
But he's played like 8-10 games in the league, so that's why nobody's really putting him there. But yeah, that's really fair. Yeah.
Like, that's Kelsey-esque pass catching.
Oh, that's
Same
right.
for Bowers.
Yeah.
But McBride is good overall tight end. He's strong. Still want to see the guys block at times. He does that. He plays at the line of scrimmage. They're set. You're right on with that offense. And my thing was, could they play enough defense? And they have.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who you're picking to come out of that division. Somebody's got to win that division, okay? Cardinals are one game ahead of the Niners, the Rams, and the Seahawks. They've beaten the Niners. They've beaten the Rams. They beat the Seahawks, right? I'm pretty sure they did. I could argue.
Best division in football? Or just most competitive?
Most competitive. It's not the best. I could argue they're
the
getting
best division.
Well, let me finish this one. I think. Can you argue that the Cardinals are getting the most consistent quarterback play in that division? Stafford's been good.
Yeah, he can. What Kyler Murray has done, matches Matthew Stafford when he has his receivers.
Yeah. All right, we'll get into what's the best division. I also owe you biggest winners and losers from the weekend. We'll do that when we get back as well. 505-246-0610. It's busy. Busy times are here, man. It's this time of year. I get it. You got family coming in. You're driving. You're in the car lot. The kids are going everywhere. Make sure your car, your vehicle, your truck, your SUV looks clean and fresh and feels that way. I want to recommend my friends over at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They have been awarded best in the city because they are best in the city. They take the time, the care to make your car look and feel and smell like new. The best part is they come to you. You don't bring your vehicle anywhere. You're at work, you're at home, you let them know, and they come to you. They've got their mobile unit, and they detail your vehicle while you're working, while you're doing whatever it is you're doing. You don't have to go pick it up. You don't have to sit in a waiting room. None of that mess. And it's great. The result is terrific. When they're done, your car looks and feels and smells like the day you took it off the lot. Look, it's one of your biggest investments. Protect it. Talk to them about paint protection. Get a coat of wax. It is a great gift as well. As you're looking for a gift idea this time of year, On the Spot Automotive Detailing is your spot. Your car will look and feel and smell like the day you took it off the lot. You can have that new car feel without a new car. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Book today online. It's OTSdetailing.com. That is OTSdetailing.com.
Dirty Boys present.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire. The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
National Football League. It's the opening drive. Jeff Simbieta, JJ Buck. I got to believe it's the AFC North, because you're telling me that the Bengals are still really good, even though they're 4-7. The Browns are bad. The Steelers and Ravens are really good. But let me throw one at you. Well, the NFC North is really good too. All right, so maybe it's the NFC North because you got 3 teams that may make the playoffs and are really competitive. So I'll go NFC North. But can I throw AFC West at you because you got 3 teams that also may make the playoffs there? Broncos and Chargers have been super impressive and surprising.
So I scour the NFL stories every day, look for things to talk about. I'm watching like crazy. Is it bad that I look and I'm like surprised Minnesota's 8-2? Like they don't feel like an 8-2 football team
because they don't win like an 8-2 football team. So, is it bad? Like here's the reality: they're pretty damn good. Okay, and you don't want to believe it because your eyes tell you, well, they barely got by the Jaguars and the Titans. Okay, and they played 2 good teams and lost to the Lions and the Rams. You're like, okay, so they beat the Giants, but they did beat the Niners. They did beat the Packers. They're good. I don't know that I think they're a Super Bowl team, but I think they're good. And you don't believe it because it's Sam Darnold. It's kind of like people don't want to believe Brock Purdy. Wow, yeah, but he was the last pick of the draft. People still think Sam Darnold's that dude. He had another big game. I thought he was good last week.
You win road games in the NFL. That's good.
I agree. I agree with you. I think they're good.
Yeah, I think you got the Lions being a Super Bowl contender. I think, as we've discussed, the Lions kind of Eagles on a tier of their own. And then you have
the Packers.
The Packers and Vikings are very similar to me.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right.
You know, it's 8-2 and 7-3, but it's the Jordan Love he can flash, cuts down on the turnovers a little bit. There's a lot there. They needed a block kick to win, but they did.
Yeah,
find a way.
So which is the best division to you?
I think it's the North, just because it's
the NFC North.
Excuse me, the NFC North. And you have the 3 teams with 7 or more wins. I think the AFC North has, with Pittsburgh and Baltimore, 2 really high caliber teams, but Cincinnati, all right, explosive offense. They can't win a fourth quarter. Cleveland's bad. And it's kind of the same thing with the AFC West. You need to give the Chargers credit.
Yeah.
They're playing good football. Yeah. 7-3. The Broncos right there, but then you have the Raiders. And then I do think the West is just fascinating just because of how bunched up it is. And it's wide open. So it might not be the best, but it's being the most competitive finish.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. What's the best division in football? Is it the NFC North, the AFC North, the AFC West? All right, you want winners or losers first?
Well, let's go winners. Let's get some positivity up in this joint.
All right. This is from Sunday, basically. We didn't get to it yesterday. So, biggest winners in the NFL, I got honorable mention is the Packers. They beat the Bears, but because they beat the Bears, I just thought there were so many big winners in this game or this week. So, Packers did make my top 3. JJ, number 3 biggest winner of the weekend is Seattle. This was a huge win for the Seahawks. To stay in division play, to beat the Niners on the road, to come back the way they did it after losing 2 in a row. Look, this was a stretch for them now. They're still in it. They in the last few weeks they played the Falcons on the road, won. Played the Bills and the Rams. They got the Niners, and next week they get the Cardinals. Like, this is a brutal stretch for Seattle. And there was a lot about it. Is Geno the dude? He's not the dude. And for them to come back and win on the road in San Francisco, it's a huge victory for them to keep pace with the NFC West. Number 2 is the Steelers. Just a beat them up, don't score a touchdown, but find a way to beat the Ravens. The fact that they're 1-5 again or 5-1 against Lamar Jackson, and what it meant in that division for them to win against the rival, to take a 2-game lead, and now have the victory head to head, and do it the way they do it and continue to win. They threw the interception, they overcame the interception. They're number 2, and number 1's Buffalo. I mean, they beat the undefeated team. They beat the team that you can't beat them. That as much as Josh Allen downplays what that game meant, and it's just another game, and it doesn't matter unless we beat them in January, it kind of matters. And I don't know that it's going to get them home field advantage. I think the Chiefs are going to lose somewhere along the way, but I think the Bills will too. That was the biggest game of the weekend, and they beat the team who hadn't lost yet. Number 1, Buffalo. Number 2, Pittsburgh. Number 3, Seattle.
Thumbs up. Like it.
All right. Biggest losers of the weekend. Honorable mentions the Bengals, and I only say honorable mention because, I mean, it's getting to be like the Jets to me. I mean, how many big losses can you keep taking until you're out? So number 3 for me is the Bears. And you're going to say, Jeff, it's the same thing. Well, they were 4-5. They were still on the cusp. They changed their offensive coordinator. They moved the ball better. They thought they had a chance. They were at home. It was a divisional team, and then you lose on a block kick. What are we doing? You do everything right. You got your rookie quarterback in position. He had a game-winning drive for you. He got you where it needed to be. And if we're going to every team that loses, like the week before, the Broncos took the tough loss because they got kicked in the stones with a block kick. The Bears are number 3. Number 2 is the Niners because of what that game meant and because where they're going. And I don't love going, the same teams. But number 2 is the Niners because you can't lose that game at home. And the stretch that they are in now, and this is where it hits me in regards to the Niners, they had to win that game because they got Packers, Bills, Bears, Rams, Dolphins, Lions coming up. That was a game they had to win at home, and their playoff chances shrunk. And to let the Seahawks and freaking Geno Smith come down the field and beat them at the end of the game in your place, it's a brutal loss. And number 1 is easy. Of all of it, I mean, the Bills was an easy choice, number 1 biggest winner. But the number 1 biggest loser of the week is the Falcons. It's easy. Not necessarily that they lost, because I think the Broncos are playing well. But they went across the country and got their asses kicked. Like, this is a division-leading team. And they went into Denver and got run out of there. They have now lost 2 in a row, 3 of their last 5. And they chased getting beat by a 1-win Saints team by going across the country and not being competitive against the Broncos. It's unacceptable for a team who thinks that they're going to win a division championship with a quarterback they paid $50 million a year. So number 1 is the Falcons, number 2 is the Niners, number 3 is the Bears.
This might be your best week yet in winners and losers. They all hit. The reasoning behind them is great, and I'm good with when you double up. It's got to be a good reason. And for the 49ers to be on that list, it's division game at home. You have the lead. And really, Seattle wasn't doing much offensively at all in that game, and you give up a game-winning drive against. Just can't happen at home.
You okay with the Falcons at 1?
Yeah, I think what you laid out is that's a playoff contender trying to win a division, so you still want to show what you are on the road. And they let Bo Nix look like the quarterback that was guaranteed $190 million or whatever, $90 million this past offseason.
By the way, the guy that was drafted 4 picks in front of him came out of the bullpen to finish the game for the other team. Right? Michael Penix came off the bench and finished for the Falcons. I'm not sure I think the Falcons are going to win that division. Now, I think there's a couple of things that are in Tampa Bay's or in their favor. They do have the lead on Tampa Bay in. I'm trying to find. Get me to the standings real quick. Where are they in regards to? Because they lost twice to Tampa Bay, so Tampa Bay's got the tiebreaker, right? And in the NFC South, Atlanta's now a game and a half up. Yeah, I mean, here comes Tampa, even without their receivers. Hey, Rick, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Rick.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I just wanted to tell you, Friday we had the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight. Netflix got my subscription for the month.
Yes.
And then also touching base that Saturday night, I overheard somebody, I guess in the email you were saying yesterday, that somebody couldn't bring themselves to go to a cold UNM Lobo field, but I managed to bundle myself up and 4 kids, single dad to all the Lobo moms out there. But, you know, we watched a great game on Saturday. I just wanted to tell you guys, get your butt up and get going, man. Go UNM.
Appreciate you, Rick. Yeah, it was a good time. Everybody who was out there was glad they were out there. I'll give you that. Everybody who was out there was glad they were out there. Yeah, was it chilly? Yeah. But everybody who went out there was glad they were out there. I'll wrap it up. We get back. Everything you got to know as you go up through your Tuesday. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Cowboys lose last night on Monday Night Football. The Texans beat Dallas 34-10. So everybody's waiting to hear, well, what's Jerry going to say after the game? Well, we heard that. Jerry Jones, the owner, general manager, did his weekly radio hit this morning, JJ, on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas. Jerry was asked about the angst coming from the fans, the amount of Texans fans in the buildings, the amount of signs in the stands that say fire the GM, the booing to his Dallas Cowboys. Quote, Jerry Jones. I've seen it with most teams. I think that certainly our fans are avid. I'm not even sure what avid means. I'm disappointed that we're bringing the team that we are onto the field. We've got to improve on that. That's not acceptable. Over the last 25 years, we've been the 6th winningest team in the NFL. In the last 15, we're the 5th winningest team in the NFL. We haven't been to the championship playoff game. We haven't been to the Super Bowl, but we've been hanging around that rim. And we've been up there with the best of them. Rest assured, we'll be figuring out ways to look for what we're doing wrong and improve on that. The bottom line is that we've got to get better. We will get better. There are better days ahead. End quote. Jerry Jones. JJ, they've been the 5th and 6th winningest team in the NFL. Yay for them. That's now the standard of America's team?
Well, it hasn't been championship standard for 30 years.
Well, he's pretty damn proud of it.
He should be.
All right.
How much is he worth? What does his stadium host? There's a business side to this, and he has crushed it.
Nobody's arguing it. Nobody ever argues
when it comes to the playoffs. It's a miss, and it's going to take a little bit of work, a lot more work than they expected to get back to that level.
Nobody ever argues what kind of businessman he is, right? There's no arguing. But he insists on being the general manager and football man. And, well, here we are. Terry, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Terry.
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, JJ. Yeah, the Tyson situation, you're always hoping for something you might see. I actually, 31 years ago, was sitting with a friend, and we were drinking a little bourbon, maybe a lot of bourbon, and we sit down to think it's going to be about 3 minutes of a Tyson Buster Douglas. And as the fight goes along, we go, oh, my God, this is really happening. Mm-hmm. And when you see something unique like that happen, you know, it's just kind of one of those events when Notre Dame took down UCLA after 80-some straight games. Of course, the one I missed was the best one for the city, was when Holly took out Rhonda. So you have events. Some are real sports, some aren't. But you say you want to kind of be in the moment. Unfortunately, there were no moments there the other night. I think they had magnets, and when Tyson got to the center of the ring, they just turned on the magnets because he didn't move. I've seen Norman Rockwell paintings move more than Tyson moved that. And then they'd release it with 10 seconds to go, and he'd dance sideways for about 10 seconds, and then the round would be over. But, I like I said, I watched it. We were with a group, and we kept hoping, is something going to happen? And then at the end, it was like, no, not at all. So, it's part of life, and we enjoy it, and we go on from there. But you guys have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.
505-246-0610 is where Terry called. It's that's why we all watched. Text line. Morning, fellas. In Dak's words, we bleeping suck. But it's good content due to a number of haters. LOL. It's content. The YouTube feed for the show is buffering like the Tyson fight on Netflix. The difference is there's real content on the OD and no one is showing their ass. All right. What else we got here? Gopher says Giving Day mess. Thanksgiving Day mess. The Dallas Cowboy fans look at the Giants as a chance to get healthy. But is it going to be as easy as people think? Will Jerry feast or will the famine continue at Texas State? Is that's Thanksgiving? Tommy DeVito versus Cooper Rush?
Tommy DeVito. Cooper Rush.
Tryptophan.
You
nap.
too can be an NFL quarterback.
Nappy nap. Lay down on the couch. Electric blanket on. Got one of those little warming blankets? Which by the way, are wonderful. Dallas Cowboys have no running game, Jeff Alou. So the opposing D is able to key off on Cooper Rush. What do you think about the talking heads screaming that Jerry needs to put in Trey Lance and try to run the option?
Not running the option, but Trey Lance for a couple games makes sense, and that's going to have to come down from up top.
Probably right.
Because I know a lot of people think, well, why is this happening? Why are you playing Cooper Rush? Because the dude's a professional. He understands the play calls, gets them lined up. He at least knows how to snap the football. Veteran.
Shouldn't Trey Lance be able to do that by now?
Okay, then put him out there.
No,
but as you said, is there something in practice you're seeing? And why this is Mike McCarthy at this point in time, I've talked about him being a professional, but he's also just going with what's comfortable, what's easiest to work with, and that's still Cooper Rush versus Trey Lance.
It might be. Or, like I said, I'm not at practice every day. I got to believe every coach. We always hear this. There's always a conspiracy theory. And, look, there's a reason why Daniel Jones was benched. But coaches are out there. Their job is to win games. Their livelihood is based on winning games. And I always believe that a coach is going to put out the guys who give him the best chance to win games. And he's in practice every day, and I'm not. And it's so easy to say, look what Cooper Rush is doing. Like, I don't give a damn who's out there right now. They're not winning.
Yeah, they're not going to look better, but you're saying, is there any little bit of a spark? Heck, Brian Dable is saying they went to Tommy DeVito because he's sparked the team and made some headlines last year for a couple weeks. Not because he's could be the better player than Drew Lock.
Not because instead of Drew Lock. Okay, I thought you were thinking instead of Daniel Jones.
He sparked the team. And then also the Giants, I think they're definitely playing the cheap game because there's some incentives that Drew Lock could hit by playing. That
is that right?
Just like snaps, playing time that they're not going to have to pay him out because they're playing Tommy DeVito.
For those of you who missed it and don't understand, so the Giants are benching Daniel Jones because if he gets hurt, they owe him $29 million guaranteed next year. And they've obviously decided he's not their quarterback. They don't want to pay him any more money. So they're not putting him out there. He will not get hurt playing football. They're not putting him out there. So they went to Tommy DeVito, and I didn't know that Drew Lock had those incentives too. So they're done. They're just playing. They're in the Shador sweepstakes. They want to finish dead last, and then they're going to have to go convince Dion that his kid should go to New York. His kid can make a lot of money in New York. I mean, Shador and
there's a chance Deion Sanders could be the head coach of his son in New York.
better chance Deion Sanders is the head coach of the Giants or the Cowboys next year? Or the Colorado Buffaloes? Ooh. Giants, Cowboys, Colorado Buffaloes, somewhere else. That's kind of good, huh?
Yeah.
Florida State? Florida State can't get out of that, right?
The people that don't have to pay it are sure as
Well,
heck trying to get out of that.
The amount of money that, and again, when you start talking about, and we've talked about this before, and we're going to do more. When you start looking at the new college football and revenue sharing, and after the House settlement, the money is not going to be there to do these 70, 50, $30 million buyouts anymore. It's just not going to be there. Well, somebody will give them the money. You're going to go the same person who gave them the money to do the contract the first time? I mean, at some point, money runs out. And at some point, boosters are done throwing money at a 1-8 football team. What's Mike Norvell getting? It's ridiculous. Whatever the buyout would happen to be, I want to say it's in the $45 million range. Because Florida, and Napier is like $25 million. Here, show me the door. Where's the door, brother? Right? Isn't that what Ed Orgeron said? Give me my money and show me the door. The fastest guy out of here. You can have all my crap. Anything I need out of my office, let me just take the pictures of my daughter and I'll go. No, honestly.
Take the pictures and you can sell the rest. It's fine.
So all that crap is yours, brother. Right, where's the door? Yeah, that's how that goes. All right, what do you get tonight? The other thing we didn't talk about is Mountain West Hoops last night. San Diego State lost at home to Gonzaga. Gonzaga was very, very, they're big. I guess we did hit it briefly. But was it a 14-point game is what I think it was last night? Final score was 80-67. That's 13 points. The other Mountain West game last night, Utah State beat Montana 95-83. Nothing tonight in the Mountain West. Tomorrow, UNLV, Pepperdine, Fresno State, Prairie View, and San Jose State, USC. Thank you to Tony Sanchez, New Mexico State's football coach, was with us. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock, we are scheduled again to have Devin Dampier, global quarterback. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is in at 4, and then you get, we're back with award-winning radio. You want to do it at 7 a.m. tomorrow?
Let's do it.
All right. Adrian, great show. Big day for you, huh?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Hey, be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following